Hi, boys and girls. We're going to read Pinocchio again. And this is a variation of the story. It's one of the story has been told many different times by different people. And this one was told by Walt Disney. Walt Disney also drew the picture, so he illustrated it, or his illustrating team illustrated it, and he wrote the words to this to make it his version of the story. Pinocchio and his puppet show adventure. Remember that Pinocchio is a wooden puppet made of wood. So he used to be a tree. And you can see up close, look, he's got like little nails and screws for his joints, for his knees and elbows. He was carved out of wood and painted. Let's see what happens to Pinocchio today. Here he is. Pinocchio and his puppet show adventure. Once there was a kind old man named Geppetto. He lived in a little house with his goldfish Cleo and his cat Figaro. Another friend, Jiminy Cricket, lived in the house too. There's Geppetto. Geppetto would make wonderful things out of wood. Aha! So he was a wood carver. See the little wood shaving as he would shave things and paint things sitting on his stool there? And look, he made this little puppet. One day he made a puppet that looked just like a boy. He called the puppet Pinocchio. How I wish Pinocchio was a real boy, he said. It would be fun to have a son. Why did he want Pinocchio to be a real boy? Well, it says here, it would be fun to have a son. So apparently he doesn't have a son, and he would like one. So he wished that Pinocchio would be a real boy. Now, is Pinocchio a real boy right now? No, he's just a puppet, a toy. A good fairy heard Geppetto's wish. That night she came to his house when everyone was sleeping. She touched Pinocchio with her wand. Suddenly the little wooden puppet came to life. Now we call this an event. This is something that happened in the story, an event. The event is that first Geppetto made a puppet out of wood, and then the next event is that the fairy came during the nighttime and turned Pinocchio into life. Now, it doesn't say that she made him into a real boy. It says that she made him come to life. So now he can move and do things on his own. Also, look at when this is taking place. This took place after Geppetto made the puppet. This happened after. And then also, this is happening at night. It's nighttime. Geppetto is asleep over there. Okay? And it looks like the little fish, Cleo, is asleep. So this is happening at nighttime. The fairy came at night. And what did Pinocchio do first? He tried to take Cleo out of the goldfish bowl. Do you think Cleo would like that? Probably not. No, no, Pinocchio, cried Jiminy Cricket. Put that fish right back. The noise woke up Geppetto, and he could not believe his eyes. There was his wooden puppet, singing and dancing. Do you think that could really happen? Could a little puppet made of wood sing and dance all by himself and come to life like that? No, probably not. Like Frosty the Snowman, how he came to life one day? Well, yeah, that's a fantasy story, or it's a pretend or make-believe story. It wouldn't be real. We can make stories that are pretend. The old man was so happy that he hugged Pinocchio. My son, he said, my own little wooden son. So he's made of wood, but he's up and dancing on his own. How does Geppetto feel? I think looks like very happy. From the picture, he looks like he's happy, and he sounds excited. See the exclamation point? My son! Exclamation point. My own little wooden son! Exclamation point. That shows excitement. Geppetto wanted to cook breakfast for Pinocchio, but there was nothing to eat. Oh, let me go out and buy some food, Father, said Pinocchio. You think that's a good idea? Should Pinocchio go out all by himself to buy food? I think you're right, probably not. My, what a good boy you are, said Geppetto. The old man gave Pinocchio some money and a list of things to buy. Jiminy Cricket was not so sure that Pinocchio was a good boy. I'll just follow him and see, he said to himself. Aha, so Jiminy Cricket, is going to go with him. But Geppetto's just letting him go off with money and a list. Now he just came to life a few hours ago, just last night. Look at the sign. It says Geppetto, the wood carver. Look at that. Aha. Pinocchio walked happily down the street. He smiled at everybody, and everybody smiled at him. It was fun to be out in the big world by himself. A boy named Lampwick was also out by himself. Lampwick was not a good boy. He told stories that were not true. He even stole things. Is that good to do those things? No. Under the big rule, be kind. Stealing things, that is not being kind. No. And he told stories that weren't true, telling lies. Uh-oh. What big rule does that fall under? I think under be responsible. We're responsible to be true, to be truthful. When Lampwick saw Pinocchio, he said, Aha, I'll bet I can trick that wooden head. Ooh, he's not being kind at all. He's going to trick him. Why does he call Pinocchio a wooden head? Because he's made of wood. He's a puppet. Hi, friend, said Lampwick. What do you have there? Money, said Pinocchio. I'm going to buy food. Why not buy candy, said Lampwick. It tastes better. No, Pinocchio, don't listen, called Jiminy Cricket. Pinocchio paid no attention. He followed Lampwick to the candy store. Oh, was that the right thing to do? Nope, that would not be being responsible. So here's another event. The event is Lampwick comes to talk to Pinocchio and tricks him into going to buy candy. And look at what time of day it is. It's in the daytime. He's out and about in the town in the daytime. Oh, here's another event. Where did you get so much money? Asked the lady in the candy store. My father gave it to me, said Pinocchio. Was that true? Yes, his father gave it to him. To buy candy? Asked the lady. Yes, to buy candy, said Pinocchio. Is that true? Did his father give him the money to buy candy? No. Uh-oh, that's a lie. This was not true. Suddenly, Pinocchio's nose started to grow longer. Uh-oh. He took his candy out of the store as fast as he could. Look, his nose grew longer because he told a lie. So what caused his nose to grow longer? Telling a lie. Now remember, this is a make-believe story. It's not a true story. Does your nose really grow longer when you tell a lie? No, but because this is a pretend story, these pretend things can happen. Wooden puppets coming to life and noses growing longer and things like that. But look at the setting. Where is this? They're in the candy store, and that's the setting. This event where he talked to the lady took place in the candy store in the daytime. Aha. And because he told a lie, his nose grew longer. Oh, let me hold the bag, said Lampwick. It'll be safer with me. I'm bigger. Is that a good idea? Oh, Pinocchio held out the bag of candy. To his surprise, Lampwick grabbed it and ran away, and that was the end of the candy. Oh, so Lampwick tricked him into spending his money on candy, and then he stole the candy from him. Yeah, we can't trust strangers. See, Lampwick is a stranger. And when someone's a stranger, you can't talk with them and do things with them. It's not safe. What happened? Asked Jiminy. Where is all your father's money? Oh, I lost it, said Pinocchio. Is that true? Did he lose the money? No. Right away, his nose grew still longer because he lied again. You did not lose the money, said Jiminy. You used it for candy. Well, at least take what is left and buy a little food for Geppetto. Oh, look how sad he is. Here he is out in the town again. Where are they? Just out in the town, and it's daytime. As he walked toward home, Pinocchio held the bag of food in front of his face. He did not want anyone to see his long nose. Oh, there he is. See? He doesn't want anyone to see his long nose. He's afraid and ashamed of it. Uh-oh. A sly old fox. Look at those guys. I don't think they look like safe people at all. A sly old fox and a thin, hungry cat were hiding by a bridge. Look at that little wooden head, said the hungry cat. He's got his sack of food. Uh-oh. What do you think they're going to do? Yeah, I think they're going to try and take it from him, trick him. Look at all these strangers that are coming up to Pinocchio. Hello, my fine lad, said the fox. You look like just the sort of boy who might want to see a puppet show. A puppet show? Cried Pinocchio. Oh, yes, I certainly would. How can I get in? Uh-oh, what's going to happen? I have a ticket, said the fox. If you give us your food, I'll give you my ticket. Is that your sack of food, isn't it? Oh, yes, said Pinocchio. Is that true? No, it's Geppetto's food. Geppetto bought it. Another lie. And what happened? He lied again. His nose grew longer yet, but he didn't care. He had his ticket. Oh, here we are. Look at this. A line of people were standing, waiting to get into the puppet show. They got mad at Pinocchio when he bumped into them with his long nose. Better not tell any more lies, said Jiminy Cricket. You already have too much nose for a puppet your size. Uh-oh. Look at them in line for the puppet show. Step up, called the man waiting at the ticket stand. Pinocchio stepped up and he gave the man his ticket. This is no ticket, said the man. It's just a piece of paper. Go away, little boy, and take your long nose with you. Oh, was that kind of the ticket master to talk like that? That was not kind. And Pinocchio was not being responsible to trade Geppetto's bag of food for a ticket, and it wasn't even a ticket. Now he had no food, no ticket. Poor Pinocchio. He had no money, no food, no ticket. He sat down on a box and began to cry. Just then a man peeked out of the tent. The man was Stromboli, the ticket master, or the puppet master. My, said Stromboli, a puppet without any strings. Can you do anything but cry, little puppet? Well, I can dance and sing, said Pinocchio. Show me, said Stromboli. Pinocchio danced, he sang, he turned cartwheels. He even stood on his head. Now Stromboli's a puppet master. Does he make the puppets? No, he just works the puppets. See, he moves the strings with the wood at the top, and that moves the strings, which moves the puppets. So he's a puppet master. Geppetto was the wood carver who made the puppets. Then Stromboli showed his puppets to Pinocchio. He pulled their strings, and the puppets kicked their feet. You don't need any strings, said Stromboli. Come with us, and you'll be the star of our show. "Don't listen, Pinocchio. Go home to Geppetto," said Jiminy. But Pinocchio did not want to go home. He wanted to be a star. Aha! So another event in the story is when Pinocchio decides to join the puppet show. And there he is. He's in the puppet show. Where are they? He's on the stage. That's where they are. And this is an event happening. Pinocchio dances on the puppet stage. Let's see what happens. The show started and Pinocchio began to dance. "Look, no strings," he called. Everybody cheered. But the other puppets had strings, and Pinocchio's long nose got caught in those strings. He crashed to the floor, and everybody started to laugh. Suddenly, Pinocchio was very unhappy. He did not like to have people laugh at him. "I'm not such a great star, after all," he said. "I want to go home to Geppetto." "Oh, no, you're not going home," said Stromboli. "You belong to me now. This birdcage will be your home, my little long-nosed friend." So here's an event. Geppetto puts Pinocchio in a birdcage and locks him up. "Help!" called Pinocchio from inside the cage. "Let me out!" But the puppets could not help. They could not move unless someone pulled their strings. Jiminy could not help either. He was too small. But he could get help. Where do you think Jiminy's going to go? I think you're right. I think he's going to go get Geppetto. Jiminy ran quickly to Geppetto's house. "Geppetto," he called, "you must come. You must come, save Pinocchio. Stromboli, the puppet master, has put him in a cage." "My poor little Pinocchio in a cage," said Geppetto. Oh, look where they are now. Look, it's nighttime. See how it's darker? He's got a lantern, and everything's kind of shadowed and dark. The lights are on inside the houses. The old man followed Jiminy down the dark street. He was carrying a lantern in one hand. They found Pinocchio in his cage in Stromboli's tent. "Don't worry, my son," said Geppetto. "I'll help you." He opened the cage and lifted Pinocchio out. Suddenly, Stromboli came running. "Thief!" he cried. "That is my puppet." Is it Geppetto's puppet? Is it Stromboli's puppet? Or is it Geppetto's puppet? I agree. I think it's Geppetto's puppet. "Run, Pinocchio!" shouted Geppetto. Pinocchio ran, and Geppetto ran too. But the old man did not see the open trunk, and he fell into it. "Aha! Now I have you!" shouted Stromboli in a terrible voice. "Oh no! Poor Geppetto!"